snare would-be criminals now, and terrorists. Yes, by testing your drink. And I've seen them with people at a McDonald's, Whataburger, I don't remember what it wasn't Whataburger, one of those hamburger places at the Atlanta airport, going over people and them taking the top of their cup off that they just bought with a tray and testing it. It's about making you feel like you're a criminal. So that article's up at Infowars.com. And then there's this one, new TSA policy ordering travelers to freeze on command. So again, it's prisoner training. Freeze! It's a police command when a cop has got a gun on you and is going to kill you. In the threat continuum, you don't say freeze unless you're preparing to kill someone, meaning that they've got weapons or they're in the commission of a crime with bags of money in their hands. And it's saying you're not just under arrest. You're not in a custodial arrest, which is what all these, when you're pulled over it is, or these situations at the airport. It is prisoner training. This is, hey, you're now in a violent continuum right now of the force spectrum. You are a criminal that I am apprehending in the commission of crime. Freeze. It's an order, and the American people are going to love it. In fact, if TSA told the average American to urinate on themselves or chop their children's hands off with meat cleavers, they'd probably do it. I tell you. Land of the people that love slavery. Well, you're going to get it then. I had tried everything. All right, I'm going to stop hogging the broadcast. Let me get to some more of the news. I just start getting into what the TSA is doing, and it's going to get more and more insane. If you think them yelling freeze, because they tell you to walk out and go stop right there, and they put you in a little prisoner booth, and they have you put your hands up, and it's total prisoner training. And now they're hiring criminals to take your daughters and sons behind closed doors to strip search them. And they go, well, we don't call it strip searching, but we do take your clothes off. And just like every tyranny, they hire a bunch of goons to do it. If you thought the bizarre power trip behavior of the TSA could get any crazier, think again. According to a friend of political commentator Lou Rockwell, the federal agency is now ordering travelers passing through security to freeze on command, explaining how he got, how he had arranged with his family to split up as they were passing through airport security. The correspondent, whose story is posted at LouRockwell.com, explains how he heard a commotion from a different security line. He heard freeze, freeze, or something like this coming from the output side of so-called false security, where my wife was followed by further barking of commands. From where I was, I couldn't see much. It turns out they were doing a new drill. They want all passengers to freeze on command. My wife told me later that she didn't follow this order fast enough, so the subsequent barks I heard were directed at her. Yeah, this is getting you ready. If you want to see what a re-education camp looks like, it's very accurate. It's in the movie Children of Men, where the globalists have sterilized everybody, society's collapsing, and the bus rolls into the re-education camp, and they're pulling people off. They want to shoot on spot, those they're going to torture, those that they just send into the ghetto that they've got a fence around. And that is exactly what this is. In fact, guys, will somebody go rent that or buy that or Netflix it? Because I want to fair use show a clip of that, because that is incredibly accurate. When they roll into that, they got barking, dogs and all that. It looked like Maryland when they forcibly inoculated 2,000 people 5-6 years ago. It's actually covered in the Greater Good DVD. And they had police dogs, black uniforms. It's the law. Got to take shots. We'll arrest you if you don't. There was no law. It's just all a criminal exercise of power to set this up. And so, yes, now the screaming. In fact, I've already gotten reports of this before. And of course, if a metal detector gets unplugged, oh my gosh, terrorists must have got through, stop all the planes, pull everyone off. Oh, now we've got to be in the parking garage because terrorists might be there. Oh, they might be out at the end of the highway coming into the airport. We got to have a checkpoint there. Oh, they might be down the main road towards that road. We got to be down there. Oh, they might be at the park. We got to be there. Oh, they might be at the shopping mall. Got to be there. And then the TSA is now running federal, and the insurance companies are saying, your mall has to get federally certified. And they say a TSA inspector must come and you must comply. So see, just the new security everywhere. I almost didn't speak when I was in Santa Cruz. Michael Zwirling did a great job getting me out there. I'm on 2 of his fine stations. We had 2,000 people total come out to the 2 events because The place held like 900 plus, but it sold out in a few days, so I booked the second day. And so the mall security, the boardwalk, theater security, it's like an outdoor mall, said he's not going to speak if we don't run security. And they were real nice, treating me like I was the president or something. Again, they really figured out this culture so I'd get into it. And I'm not mad at the station. They're great folks. They groped everyone coming in. And of course, you're there, and it's like, we got to check them. And I guess it's for my safety. But you know what? I'd rather be free. Listen, I'm not living in fear of this. If somebody wants to kill me, they do it out in the parking lot. I mean, I see Glenn Beck at events. He has like 30 people, and they'll call a SWAT team out for him. Our reporters have been at events where the president is, and people like Glenn Beck have more security. I mean, shoot me now if I was ever going to live in that much fear. I mean, I just don't understand this. But again, this tyranny is a culture set up by cowardly people. This is what they're into. And I'm already digressing. To be technical, he had more security at an event than Mitt Romney, not the president yet. Not yet. Okay, I've got this entire other stack of drone news. Joseph Farah had not told anybody about this, but I guess he felt like he should go ahead and say it on my show. And hey, guys, I forgot it. Will you bring me that email that WorldNet Daily sent me? It doesn't say it's not for air, does it? I don't know why they sent it to me. I read like 90% of it during the break, and I just wanted to make sure before I show it that they didn't. Well, then obviously it's to be used on air then. Anyways, I'm going to get Farah back on next week to talk more about this, but he lives out in Northern Virginia, in the hills on a piece of property with no one around him. And here comes the police drone, with its little flashing lights and little legs. I got to get him back on to describe more of it for people, because off air he described more of it than on air. Because he was, again, didn't want to be a conspiracy theorist, so he was kind of timid about even telling the story. But now it's up on the Drudge Report, red linked. We'll tell you about that when we come back.
We're on the mark.
Be sure and hit refresh if you're on Infowars.com right now. Because we don't have it set to auto refresh, you may miss some of the new news being posted. To do this justice, I'm going to just take calls now after I hit this drone news, and then go to your calls continuing for the first half hour of the next hour. Then we have the two winners of the Infowars.com reporter contest joining us. But coming up at 8 after or so next hour, I will get into this article. And I've got to call Watson. He is the best, an amazing mind, but he always tends to under-report something, trying to be conservative. I read through much of the 100 pages, because I can speed read, got it this morning, of the new Army Field Manual, and we've confirmed its authenticity. And our source is impeccable, but we also confirmed it through another source. I'll just leave it at that. By the way, the source will be on tonight. Mr. Fight, who broke the news up in Minnesota of the state police drugging people and giving them free drugs, including cocaine and heroin, to set them up as informants to basically false witness against people. First, that didn't exist, and the state police didn't know, and the mayor didn't know. Turned out they all knew about it, and the report was real. He was able to get this document. A lot of this stuff's public. Part of it isn't. So we're going to get him on the nightly news this evening and set up Fight for Sunday. I'll be live this Sunday. I was going to go to Colorado. I've canceled that trip, not because of the fires, but because the RV's engine blew up. And it'll take them a week to even get to it, because I guess it's summertime and all the RV engines that are blowing up now. It's like trying to get the air conditioner repair person out. In 108-degree temperature, and the guy shows up at 9 at night. Yeah, I'm here. Hi, Mr. Jones. I've been working 12 hours, 14 hours a day. Well, thank you for coming. Thank you for fixing the air conditioning. So it's the same thing. I was going to go to Colorado. I'll take my son with me, do some reporting out there, but just for a week and a half, but I'll be here now. I still am going to have Mike Adams and the great John B. Wells, both of them great people, filling in one day a week next week. So I'll take my children to the lake or something. But side issue, drum roll, please, because this latest Army manual is the worst yet. It is the most out of control, most tyrannical, horrible confirmation of everything we've seen so far. And Watson has the headline, Army Manual outlines plan to kill rioters in America. Actually, it says rioters, but see, that should be citizens defending themselves, as the police will just pull back like they always do. It isn't just rioters. It's protesters. It's people, trying to take their government back. So it's prepares to repel 1776. But the point is that it says civil disturbance, period. And under the codes in here, and we've seen this borne out in military training I filmed, but also in Pittsburgh, where my reporter got arrested, that they announce on the loudspeakers, no protest, no being outside, if they say, that's civil disturbance, and then they kill you. Now it's just rubber bullets and stuff, sound cannons, microwave guns. They are preparing to try to and of course, it'll be done perfectly. Government agitators will have groups that people like to look down on when the welfare checks won't buy goods anymore because of hyperinflation during a collapse or other scenarios. But this is one of the prime scenarios they've got from just reverse engineering everything they're doing and all the documents we have, that then they'll start shooting at fire department people like they always do. Got to know that's provocateur, most of it. And then, oh my gosh, and then the mowing down of people will begin. And then, oh, thank goodness the Army came and restored order. We're just accepting this now, even though it was a 15-year-old plan by Rand Corporation to roll this out, right as the Secretary of the Army calls for it. It's all been to acclimate you and all to get you ready that patriotism is, oh, I forgot the good part. There is gun confiscation. Well, you saw it in Katrina. They're going to cordon cities, and you prove you're good and get the food and get a travel pass when you turn all your firearms in. And, of course, the Army is going to be searching your house. And guess they've got a backup youth brigade, a Hitler-Jugend, a Stalin-Jugend, a Mao youth brigade. Don't they always? They've got the Explorer Scouts who've been training for at least 5 years to do house-to-house gun confiscation. I mean, I have it from 15, 16 years ago, 1998, but how many years ago was that? Yeah, like 14 years ago. I have that. But confirm that, in the New York Times, they're training for house-to-house gun confiscation. And Arcadia, Iowa, they said in the news, the Army will practice locking down the city of 675 and will take the guns from the local gun shop and will go door-to-door confiscating weapons in a drill. And then I read the report and it was like, hoax website says gun confiscation, even though they said it. Like, there are no drones, even though there goes one right there, but there are no drones. Hey, this thing's a tax. Supreme Court says so. So do you. No, it's not. But it is a tax. The IRS takes the money out of your account. And if you don't buy it from the private groups, you're just like, never mind. No, it's not. You're like, yeah, it is. No, it's not. 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 And they just want to keep you in that inaction because they found in psych warfare actuaries, most folks will just go, okay, well, whatever. You're wrong. I'm right. They're like, sure. I know you are, but what am I? I mean, it's just these games they play. Look, they're criminals. If the average person in government isn't bad, that's one thing. But you work for evil criminals, okay? The country's been captured. The only way to turn this around is they're trying to bring in the EAS to take over media. They're trying to talk about shutting websites off with no due process now. They're talking about arresting people. Cass Sunstein is at the White House who criticize government. I mean, they're really trying to see if they can get you to do it. And during a collapse, they'll say, go arrest the political dissidents, cops, and your paycheck will work. That's basically what it's going to be. And if you then show up and do what they ask you to do, it's over. They're going to win. Because you're going to get killed en masse, and so are citizens, and then they're going to bring in the I-4 troops and the NATO troops they've been training for. Oh, we're going to be talking about Operation Black Star with Colonel Craig Roberts next week. He's going to be joining us with key intel. Former Army intelligence, Marine Corps sniper, Vietnam, SWAT team commander, helicopter pilot, Oklahoma City bomb investigator, one of my favorite guests who I never seem to get on. We're going to twist his arm and get him on the show. He's also somebody that died for 10 minutes and they couldn't resuscitate. And, of course, you know what he saw. Because we only see a very tiny band of what's really going on. That's why I feel sorry for people that are blind spiritually. You have no idea, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I might as well get to it now. I mean,